Whether they're at the ground or on the couch at home, every cricket spectator thinks they're an expert. Making brutal player assessments is part of the sport of watching the sport. And of course, every Australian fan of the game has an opinion, usually complicated, about Michael Clarke. The statistics show he was a great player and captain. But while we loved him scoring runs and winning games, we could never quite figure out what he was doing off the field or why. Clarke often seemed a bit too flashy for our liking and maybe not reverential enough about the game. As you would expect, though, the man himself has a very different view.
I'm okay with that because she's just an angel, so...
Give him a cough. Good girl.
On cue. In the years since he retired from the game he loves, Michael Clarke has learnt that being the Australian cricket captain isn't the most important job in the world.
What do you think? You Baba?
Are you Baba?
His greatest joy these days is his wife Kylie
How much he talks at home.
and their 11-month-old daughter, Kelsey Lee.
Baba.
The man who's emerged post-cricket is reflective. And for the first time, he's confronting the scandals that have dogged his career and private life. The cricketing establishment is still hugely conservative, and you come along with your dyed blonde hair, the diamond stud earring, the tattoos, driving a Ferrari and the model girlfriend.
The no Ford Ute or Holden Ute, the no cattle dog, I don't drink VB, tattoos, all of that stuff is not in the mould of what the perception is that Australia wants their captain to be.
Do you feel the need to defend or apologise for your younger self?
I've apologised enough. I haven't done anything wrong. I just did it my way.
On the field, this was his way. Aggressive and fearless. His highest score, 329 not out at the SCG, is one of the great innings.
What a moment for Michael Clarke.
But off the field, we couldn't work him out. And as many people loathed the 35-year-old as admired him.
I hated not knowing why people didn't like me, or why the media perception was, you know, they didn't like me. I couldn't look deep enough within to see that criticism.
People liked the way you played cricket, your aggression, your style on the field, but they didn't like you as a person.
The negative stuff I would read, and I felt like I was reading it in bold letters. It was like the font was this small, but I would read it this big. You know, you're selfish, you don't care about the team, you're an upstart, you know, so that was hard to deal with.
Did all that negative attention take any of the shine off your love for the game?
It was nearly like the cricket became my deserted island. The cameras could only film the cricket, they couldn't film me.
Michael's passion for the game was obvious from a young age. From the moment he could walk, he had a cricket bat in his hand.
Cricket or football in the front, I think.
And the front yard of his Liverpool home in Sydney's western suburbs was his first sporting stage. Imagine how you mowed the lawn.
I only mowed the pitch, so I left the rest of the lawn because I wanted a thicker outfield, and I would mow a strip straight down the middle here, and that was our cricket field.
And what did your mum think of that?
Yeah, Mum wasn't happy. Dad wasn't happy either. I think I broke that window about 15 or 20 times, so yeah, I still owe Mum money for it.
It's been 16 years since Michael lived here.
I'm a treat, yeah.
So far, so good.
But he's still the neighbourhood's favourite son.
Your 329 at the SCG was the best thing I've ever seen. You'd still be batting now if you didn't retire.
You're very kind, mate. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Not having a lot of money growing up, do you think that played a role in your desire to have nice material things later in life?
Definitely. The materialistic things were always something that I saw as a reward for hard work. Had that picture of that Ferrari on my wall, and I remember telling Mum at about 13 that somehow I'm buying that car, and Mum and Dad would be nervous. Is this kid going to rob a bank? He's not smart enough to make that money at school. He's not going to be a doctor.
He was my best friend my whole life, really. Look, I'm already going to cry.
These days, Michael and his big sister Leanne Quinn have swapped their backyard games for the treadmill. Growing up, they always had each other's back.
He was so scared of that dog.
And still do today. Lee believes Australia never really got to know her brother.
Ringo. I know that people see someone with a really hard exterior, but he's not. He's just Mikey. He's soft and he's gentle and he's loving and he's an amazing uncle and dad. And
You're so...
He might be Mikey to Sister Lee, but to the nicknamed obsessed Australian team, he was Pup.
Put your hand in the air, raise the bat.
From the moment the 23-year-old burst onto the international scene in 2004, with 150 on debut in India, he was a superstar. The game's new golden boy. But he was riding for a fall.
My success got me to a stage where my priorities changed.
So was
And
it
I
all
think-
too much?
Definitely, 100%. And I knew no better. You know, I was partying, I was doing media, I was signing deals with sponsors. And it took me getting dropped from the Australian team to give me that kick up the bum.
With a renewed focus, soon he wasn't just back on the team, he was made vice-captain in 2008 and being touted as the future leader of the game. Were you a good vice-captain to Ricky Ponting?
I don't think so. I don't think I was a good vice-captain at all. As soon as I got given the vice-captaincy, I think the perception was I was automatically the next captain, and that built...
Were you angling for the top job?
Not at all. I never dreamt of captaining Australia. I couldn't care less if I captained Australia, Ali or not.
Honestly?
Made no difference. I was really happy with where I was. I had my own goals.
Ricky thought you were trying to take his job.
I think he feels that I let him down.
You were seen as too ambitious and selfish.
I think if I performed well, I was happy. If I performed bad, I was shattered.
So you think that criticism was warranted?
I think that's definitely fair.
But not so fair was the attention his engagement to model Lara Bingle attracted. Seen as Australia's glamour couple, one of Clarke's most testing times came with the demise of that relationship in early 2010.
I have no comments for you guys.
After an old photo emerged of a naked Bingle in a famous footballer's shower. When you came back from the New Zealand test to break up with your then fiancée Lara Bingle, how intense was that scrutiny?
Yeah, that was heavy. That was cameras 24/7. That wasn't my dream. I didn't know that came with playing cricket for Australia. So I got to a stage when I come back that I actually couldn't stay in my own house. I didn't feel comfortable. So I ended up hiding in the boot of my mate's car who picked me up in the garage and snuck out without the media seeing me.
Hiding in the boot to escape the paparazzi, that's what Hollywood starlets do, not the captain of a cricket team.
That's a great story, isn't it?
Probably illegal. I had a belt on. Not really.
Plumbers at their former Bondi love nest tried to find any signs of her 5-carat, $200,000 engagement ring.
The plumber
Yeah.
for the engagement ring down the toilet. Truth or fiction?
I'd like to say I'm a very silly man, but I'm not that silly. I'm not throwing any diamond ring down a toilet. Complete, made up, 100% bullshit.
I mean, did you invite that media attention because of the lifestyle you were living?
Some people will say yes.
What do you think?
I think I was living how I loved living.
People saw a flashy dickhead.
Yeah. Answer could only be, this guy's a dick. Maybe I am, you know, but I didn't do anything, I didn't plan to be different.
Coming up, The truth behind that comment. You called Shane Watson cancer on the team. Did you say that? And Philip Hughes.
He lost that best friend that he went on tour with. I don't feel like he was ever the same.
It was always hard to play cricket after that.
That's next on 60 Minutes.